What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, doing a little bit of, I guess you could call this like a reverse market watch in this video, and just talking about some of the cards that you might want to strongly consider getting rid of over the next month. Whether you guys kind of know this or not, I guess we're in what you would call reprint season, or at least let's just acknowledge this. The last week has been freaking crazy when it comes to the announcement of cards like Minerva, Pot of Desires, and Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. We are going to have our hands on those cards, guys, and those reprints are not that far out. Only 4 months and the Mega 10s will be here. We'll be able to get those Pot of Desires extremely easily, and I think that a lot of these high value cards that have been released over the last 4 core booster sets are probably going to get reprinted. A lot of the cards that people call chase cards and money cards, and I just don't want people to be left with their pants down and feel like, damn, I got blindsided. So this is just a little bit of a heads up in this video, and I'm just going to talk about some of the cards that I personally think have a high chance of getting reprinted. I don't know that any of these are getting reprinted, so if you go and sell it tomorrow and you know, then it doesn't get reprinted and you lose 10 bucks, don't blame me. But you know, I think that you know, maybe losing 10 bucks might be a lot better than losing like $30 like the people who have the Pot of Desires. I mean, those cards, just keep in mind, Pot of Desires was once a $100 card, and when we get those reprints, it's gonna be like 10 bucks. So first up is Dimensional Barrier. I think that out of all the cards that I'm going to show you guys, I think this has the highest probability. I say that because number one, didn't get touched on the Forbidden and Limited list. A lot of players wanted that, even though it didn't in the OCG as well. I think that Konami realizes that at one point, this was probably the most played trap in the game, and it kind of alternates between this and Solemn Strike. At any given event, you know, Dimensional Barrier might be the most popular trap in Yu-Gi-Oh! So I think they're looking at this, they're realizing, hey, it's arguably first or second best card in the entire set of Invasion Vengeance. We got to get this card reprinted because it will basically just sell the hell out of those Mega 10s, and it's chainable, and pretty much any deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Can kind of run it. Even the aggressive like ritual decks, they can pretty much run this. It's just like a 1-card stun for your opponent. So yeah, Dimensional Barrier, I think, has an extremely high chance of getting reprinted. So if you're not playing it at Nationals, or you're going to run something troll like Chain Burn or something like that, you're not going to use it over the next few months, you got some extras sitting in your binder, I'd probably just go ahead and unload them now. Sage with Eyes of Blue, I think that this has a very, very high chance, just because we are getting a Seto Kaiba themed, or excuse me, a Seto Kaiba themed Mega 10, and we already know that Blue Eyes is going to be in it. I would expect there to be some Yugi and Kaiba cards, and I think if there is going to be a Kaiba card, I see this definitely being one of those cards. Some of the other like Blue Eyes cards from Shining Victories, like the Spirit Dragon, have already been reprinted. This definitely, it makes the most sense. It's in Shining Victories, it's an expensive card, and it has yet to be reprinted. I would say that this is pretty much a foregone conclusion that Sage, actually, you know what, maybe this is the most likely card on the entire list. Dark Magical Circle and Magician's Navigation, I'm gonna go ahead and pair these two together. These have been really high value chase cards since the Dark Illusion came out as a booster set. The fanfare behind Dark Magician is extremely high, and these cards have really just never lost their value. They've never been that dirt cheap, and again, since they're making a Yugi themed 10, it just kind of makes sense to give players most of the stuff that they need to play the Dark Magician deck. I mean, you're giving them a Dark Magician. I don't think Eternal Soul will be in there because that was released in something else, but I think it only makes sense for Dark Magical Circle and Navigation. And this is coming from someone who has, like, I've got 3 circles and 2 navigations, so I mean, obviously I'll lose a lot of money. The saving grace with these 2 cards is, I think when the Mega 10s goes out of circulation, I think the price is going to go right back up on them. I think it's going to be very much like Silent Strike, because I just think there are so many Yugi Moto fans who might even just want to keep a Dark Magician deck around for years and years and years. So, you know, this is a card that if you guys never have aspirations of actually playing Dark Magician, just go ahead and sell these cards. I don't think the price is going to go up. I think that once the reprints are announced, the market will basically just kind of tank, and you'll lose money temporarily on these cards. Unless you kind of want to hold on to them for maybe like a year, year and a half, then I think the value will start going back up. Totally Awesome. So this is like a $40 card. I think it's another foregone conclusion. I think this is probably the best card in Invasion Vengeance. That's why I think that D-Barrier Chapter and TA are both going to be in there because they're the two chase cards in the entire set. And considering that Konami should know that usually Totally Awesome is not played in ones, it's kind of played in like 2s and 3s and Paleozoics and like Heroes and I guess Mermail, that it definitely is going to be probably the most sought after ICSI monster if they decide to go ahead and reprint it. So I think that it definitely will. Drowning Mirror Force is a card in Shining Victories. This isn't as high value as some of the other cards, but if you've got a playset of Drowning Mirror Forces, you might want to go ahead and just sell them for like $30. I don't think that they're going to go up in price, and I think that with Konami's reprinting of Quaking Mirror Force and the structure deck, I think that they are definitely keeping their eyes on them. Stormy Mirror Force got reprinted in the Megatins when it was only available in Clash of Rebellion, so it's already happened before. I know that Quaking didn't get a Megatin reprint, but it eventually did get reprinted, and I don't think that they'll skip over Mirror Force 2 years in a row. So I think that Drowning Mirror Force will definitely be in there. Zodiac Barrage. Okay, so hear me out on this one. I think Konami wants to reprint this shit before they have to ban it. That is the biggest reason that I think that this card is almost certainly going to get reprinted. Obviously, Zodiac is an extremely popular deck, and if Konami doesn't absolutely gut it on the next ban list, but you know, before August, I think that there's a very high chance. I guess this one is dependent on what they actually do with the ban list. Like if they ban this card outright as they did in Japan, there won't be much of a reason to actually reprint it. But if they semi-limit it or if they put it to 1, then I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that it will be in the Megatins. I don't actually see them banning it. I don't see them banning it or Trident. So I kind of think that Zodiac Barrage, if they're going to put one Zodiac card in the Megatins, well, I think that it would kind of be a toss-up between Barrage and Trident. I'm pretty sure, again, that they do want to reprint this card before they have to actually try and ban it. And the grass looks greener, or that grass looks greener, kind of the same situation. I said a long time ago that I didn't think this card would be at 3 forever, and yeah, I think Konami needs a couple of really high value cards in Raging Tempest to try and, like, you know, push that booster pack and make players actually want to, you know, buy 10s and just go them things up. So I think that grass looks greener is going to be in here, and it's another card that you pretty much, when you play it, you're going to run 3 copies of. So, you know, they're trying to make it a lot easier for people to be able to get like a full play set. So these are just some of the cards that I think you guys should probably look to get rid of. You know, don't hold on for these for too long. If you've got originals in like a week, maybe a week and a half, just go ahead and play and then sell them, because I think that the value is going to drop on a lot of these cards, because I feel like most of them are going to get reprinted in the Megatins, although I could be wrong. I think that I don't know, maybe that grass looks greener won't get reprinted, but I feel like the rest of them probably will. So let me know what you guys think. Are there any other cards that you guys think might be in the Megatins that I didn't talk about, that or any cards you guys would like to see? Leave that in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already.